Good day there, gamers. This is Gaming Rage, and we're gonna do a different video today. This one's to deal with what gives a game bad reviews and what gives it good reviews. Mainly the subject of why they get bad reviews. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's just strange. And I think this should be addressed. Anyways, I'm trying to look at my notes, trying to figure out what the heck place I was at. Sorry, I'm not really good at this. What I'm trying to show is why I have so many bad reviews, and it has to do with a lot of things. Like this game, for example, I'm showing right now, and you can see on top of the camera called The Infected. The game started out really, really poor. It had a lot of bugs, a lot of issues. It's got mixed reviews. They say very positive, but it's really mixed reviews. But over time, yes, they did update it a lot and fixed a lot, and I had given a good review now. It's kind of saved itself in my aspects of because of that. There's still things in there that I don't like that I can compare to other games. Your main zombie game um, type, I would say like 7 Days to Die, which I believe is one of the best games out there. But Left 4 Dead, um, to me, is an exceptionally great game. It's an old game, but exceptionally great game. It had all the tools you needed, and the gameplay was pretty basic and straightforward. And you could die, but you had to do something really stupid or overwhelmingly. And if you did the mods, yes, you got um, excuse me, you got a lot of maps that people made that were just unbalanced, outrageously stupid. But if you played the basic game and played some of the good maps, the game was top notch. Ever one of the best games made in a survival aspects, going from safe room to safe room. And this is one is also the same as 7 Days to Die. It has exceptionally build-based game. The weaponry works real well. Everything functions real well. The interactions real well. The virus is understandable. Everything's understandable and repairable. And it's got a complete guide to most of it. You really don't have to go to anybody for help. I mean, I think if you're going to compare or put games in under a certain scrutiny, you need to have some type of guidelines to follow to make games good. And what I find is there's a lot of players today that what they're doing is or developers, I mean, is they're making games, trying to make them different. And what is happening is when they try to make a game different, it doesn't mean you should make the controls different. And I think that's what they're doing wrong. They make the controls different. It doesn't work. Come on, dude. You change something that works. You got a good old games, many games to learn from for years. But these developers continually make games work like shit for no reason, or make them crafting so hard you can't understand it. And their guides and stuff are lacking. And this one here, Infected, was pretty poor and just pretty much in developed wise. A lot of bug issues, a lot of map issues, very poor looking map. Everything now is beautiful in this game. It's coming close to the same idea as 7 Days to Die, but it's a totally different agenda. I'm trying to think of the word. I know the word, but totally different uh, game in the aspects that they're more like zombie. They're more like creatures. They're not zombies in this game, and to understand that makes the game better. It's a lot of fun now. There's still things out there that I don't understand. I just start playing it, and the guide is pretty excellent. And I could say, and now they have a lot of they up did a lot of good updates for the guide, and it just they just overwhelmingly made this one of the better games now out there. Like 7 Days to Die, they almost make it up to the same listing. I guess in its own rate, this is one of the top-notch games now out there when it comes to the looks of the game and how it plays. People get angry because they say it's got a huge amount of gathering to build the stuff. But come on, dude, a game doesn't need to be done in 5, 8, 20 hours, 30 hours. If you have collecting, it gives you something to do. It makes the game fun. You're still doing the same thing. You're just collecting the stuff. And during that time, you have all this interaction to do with different creatures, different things that go on. This is done very well. This game is. I'm giving it a thumbs up now, and I could have praised it even more on this video. I'm doing it. Um, there's a few things like the virus. For some odd reason, I died. First time I died, I do explain in one of my reviews why I died. It was just to do with not understanding, or you may die learning it. But if you watch, if somebody's just showing a big beginner's guide video and they're good enough, they'll show you exactly why you died and how to overcome that. And they can say, "Oh, that's you're giving them all the kind of help and cheats." Now, no, that's not. That's how a guide should work when it comes to YouTube. They should really be straightforward in helping you progress the game at the beginning so you can do well. And then from that point on, it's a learning experience. There's some things I don't understand. Like I got I had a dog attack me, it bit me and left something on me. I don't know how to cure it. I'll find out that later. I'm not really disappointed about it. It might even give me hints in the book. I'm not sure. I didn't look into it too deep. It happened a little bit ago. But that's really enough of this game. Like I said, I can go on to other games that are built like that. But wow. Anyways, you got these games that come out that, and it's just like, okay, Dying Light. Now, when the game came out, okay, are you gonna show it now? Yeah. Well, when the game came out, Dying Light, I had high hopes it would be a good zombie game, and it does have a lot of cool interactions in the game. But I gave it a negative review. I'm sorry. When you got games that that it's still that that well done, but yet you still have glitches and bugs that destroy the whole gameplay. I played this game and played this game. I hate the some of the what do they call them, the creatures at night. I think they're a little overwhelmingly strong, but they're easy to take care of you if you got water or something. But in this game, as I played, I noted that the some of the quests require you to do some of the stupidest things. They make no sense. Like one, you go in the small building, you got to escape it. The only way out is one little door, but they had it full of all these kinds of creatures that you died over and over, and if you got lucky got to that door and got out. I just hated this game for that reason. And then what really as I played, there was other things like the grappling hook. It was a great game, the grappling hook idea. Sorry, I'm looking at time there, and I got the time right here. It's a great game, but what really pissed me off about the grappling hook, it only hooked to certain things, and when they had a mission or something you really had to do, it wouldn't hook. They did it on purpose to make it harder for you to avoid enemies so would die. You could see that it was programmed to do that. You could see faults and everything in way the hook worked, and it just kind of pissed you off. And then there was a lot of towers you went up, did the same thing. It was just kind of ridiculous that you should be able to grapple up to get past and get the stuff and just be fun. They made it harder than it had to be. It just there was just things that just kept adding to this game. Just really was not replayable to me. I mean, I'd play it, but I wouldn't do never end it. I just play this stuff for the fun of it. So what's the point of having the game if you can't finish the game? And what I mean by can't finish, I've never finished the game. I got to the end. I beat myself to death to get to the end, and I get to the end, and there's this little tunnel you have to go down through. You go in this construction area, you finally get behind this big wall, you go running through this country with tons of zombies. Took a while to kill all of them, and it was super hard. But when you get down and go under this tunnel, it had bugs. I mean, it was just really bug related. You had to run through this tunnel nonstop and fight creatures. And when I was in a crouch, first time went through, I got all the way, and I was doing actually got in this crouch, and that's when it finally was done with the game. It locked up and had a bug, and I couldn't get up to fight, and the creature kept hitting me, and I died that way because of a bug. It wouldn't let me stand up, it wouldn't let me move at first, and it was just really poorly done. And on top of that, what finally put the nail in the coffin is when I went to go back into it to just say, okay, I'll just replay it. I have all my items stuff. It took all my items away. But guess what? All the enemy respawned. The same enemy that took all my good items to kill him respawned. So that meant I couldn't finish the game. There's no way I could finish the game without. I guess I could left. I'm not even sure if that was possible. I can't remember, but I think it was. And recollect all the stuff that I lost. It was just really dumb. So that ended it for me. I never bought the second game because of that. I think they're poor designers. I saw in there or in one spot when you went in the motel about this one boss. He was ungodly, like Superman. Did make no sense. He was just a normal guy. He wasn't a zombie. He was nothing. He was just a normal guy that had superpowers. Like he was like kind of like basically Superman, and his weakness was a few things I had to hurt him. It just was dumb. And then he had tons of enemy on top of it. There was just too many difficulty levels in this game to make it fun. But that was Dying Light for you, and that's why it got a bad review from me. I just, I mean, I, I can die in a game and die in a game, but when you get to the end and you die and you lose everything, that's a bit poorly programmed game. They respawn them. I was thinking, well, maybe I could just run through now that I killed most of them and what little items I had, I could make it through. But no, they all respond. It was that's just totally unbalanced. That is a broken game. But anyways, that's did it for me for Dying Light. That was another bad review. Okay, let's go on to Dismantle. These are ones I got my favorites because I still play them. But I mean, I got games a lot worse than this. I can give you a lot better reviews. So we go to Dismantle now. And what was my problem with Dismantle? Okay, Dismantle, awesome game. Really, really, I can't say there was much too bad about it at first. Everything played well, things like that. What it was is they had these puzzles, and I'm not a puzzle guy. I hate puzzles, especially if they're puzzles that are not like, oh, I got to figure out how to move a thing and unlock a door. Or I have to go find stuff to get into it and things like. I'm all for that. It's the puzzles that kill you over and over because they have like bolts of lightning shooting across, or blades and stuff that you can't dodge, that are set just right that you have to roll just right to dodge them. I'm not. I hate those games. So that way away, I wanted to give a bad review. But on top of it, it was the roll feature. They did one puzzle, and that was the nail in the coffin. When you got down there, you had to roll into this door. But when you rolled, it went on. You had to roll an angle, and you couldn't get in the door because they angled it just right, so where you would hit it every time. It was like an over and over. And so I gave it a bad review. And I look in there, they got rid of that puzzle, but then they had more puzzles that just outdid that one even worse. So I don't know. I hate puzzle games. I never finished the game, and I probably never will. But that ended it for me. As far as that game, I'm trying to find ones that are. Oh, I know some really good candidates, but they're not in my favorites anymore. Oh, okay. Delivery from Pain. Let's try that one. Deliver me from pain. And yes, in my review said, please deliver me from the pain of this game, because I played this game over and over, and I learned pretty much everything you need to do to collect food and all this thing. But it felt more like a food survival game than a zombie fighting game, when it clearly was stated as a zombie game, because you constantly couldn't get food. You died many times, and their stuff, and they're just ungodly poor. I mean, when you grow a garden, you make a loaf of bread, but it took so many items, and once you made it, everything grows really poorly as it is. He ate the whole loaf of bread in one sitting. I've never ate a whole loaf of bread in one whole day. So, and then on top of that, it only filled me up once, and I was starving by night. It just really poorly done. That alone should have got a bad review because they didn't know how to uh, develop the food process right. It was a fight from from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, all the way through what I played for food. I was always either starving to death. I go to motels, stores, grocery stores, no matter what I went to. There was very limited of food and not enough to even feed me. It was just really, really poorly done. And I scraped and scraped and got right near the end and just starved to death or something stupid like that. Never died from zombies hardly at all. By the way, there was only a couple times I did stupid stuff, but it's, and I played this game. I can't remember quite a few hours too, playtime before I gave it a bad review, and it was just the story was good in it. There was really no guide as far as poor guide to it. It had a good enough guide to how to do the stuff, but it just was just poorly done, and some of the creatures unbalanced issues, but mainly just a food issue. You got a car, and you were supposed to be able to drive quicker to places, but that just didn't do you any good. I drove further and tried it, did the same thing. I still starved to death after dying multiple times, starving to death. I gave this game a poor game review, but that was the end of that review. I am trying to find. Here it is. No, not that one. I mean, the long drive. I could do a review on that. I mean, I could do good reviews too. This isn't really supposed to be for the good ones. It's all the bad ones, so we'll stick with that. So why? I gave it a good review eventually on long drive. It took a long time. Well, the long drive. I would say, far as this game, the only real major complaint I had about this game is it doesn't really give you a lot of information on the vehicle motors and shit. You know what they do, but you had to look it up. Once you got it, but there's no guide or no car guide in the garage or anything to give you any information. No guide in any of the cars. You just kind of figured that out. You had to look up a lot. I did a lot of that just because I liked the game and I love car games, wanted to learn it. So I did a lot on that one, but not as much as I did in my summer car, which I'm going to give a review on that one for sure. But the the fact is that I'll make this a short one. Is the only bad thing I have with it is the character design interaction is really poor. The character could be more realistic and walk around and get in cars and drive and there's no combat. I don't understand they give you these guns and all that. There's no combat other than some dumb rabbits running around, giant rabbits, which have no sense. The alien thing was cool, the flyover, and maybe they have more of the story. I've never seen it. I've never seen any videos of it. It just goes to show you most of the videos you watch are gamers that played a lot and they just goof off in it, and that's what I think today's developers are catering to get money from them at least because they can't make money from the regular Joe that likes to play games that work. I'm gonna have to type it in. I don't want to, but yeah, there it is. Okay, I'll back step on that. I think I got this one in the. Okay, sorry about that. I got this one in the. I think in the. I don't even have a. Yeah, I don't think I even have this one in my good reviews, do I? Oh, maybe I do, but why is it? I guess maybe it was just where I had it. What I had problem with this, my summer car is I played this for many hours. I really wanted to like this game. I learned how to rebuild the car and everything. Got my car going. I did some of the shit delivery thing with the truck where you picked up a crap out of the sewer beds. I did so many things in here. I even got a second vehicle. I drove the tractors. I did all that. Everything worked fine to a point, but it was really kind of hard to figure out some of the stuff you had to look up. That's what this whole game was about. Most of the guide, there was no guide. There was a poorest guide ever. And if it wasn't for me having some mechanical skill experience, I wouldn't even be understand how to even do this motor. They have no car guide, and I've never, and my review even says that why I gave it a bad review. I've never seen a game give um, give you a cars, multiple cars with no guide, and who no mechanic. And I went to school for it, but I'm pretty much a backyard one now because it's outdated mechanic now. But I rebuilt engines, a couple of them. I painted cars. That was mainly what I did with school for too, and I did a lot of that. I'd never seen any mechanic ever fix a car out of their head. you always have a guide because there's too many things to fix in a car. And on top of that, what's really retarded this thing, it's not even basic. If you compare this to Jalopy, which was really just fun, funny game you put in, I love that game. It was just really good. It had a story, and I wish the guy would have did more. I wish the game was longer, but I gave it a 100% good review because it was really fun. And you could cheat a little bit because some of the stuff made you go over and over. And I figured out a way to do a little bit of a cheat. I posted in my review how to, which helps you get through the whole game a lot easier and it makes it even more fun. Which I'm not putting the game down. It still was a great game. Um, in Long Drive, same thing. The system was pretty easy, but this one is like you're really a mechanic. It's so advanced. You got a lot of these games coming out, and only people that are playing these is people that have no life. They look them up, make a walkthrough or something on each vehicle they want to do, and for hours. And no regular gamer won't play this. It's just too much. It's just too much. And I don't. What I don't get is I gotta get it. Sorry, I'm trying to get all this in within an hour. Some of my bad reviews and my points, and everybody told me I was a loser and stupid. I got more physical, verbal abuse in my life from gaming people, and I don't even understand what they're sticking up for the game for. They don't run the company, but they hate people. They hate on them so badly, and there's no guidelines on Steam at all. He says there is, but there isn't. They can do whatever they want. I just turned all the comments off. I don't even want to hear anybody anymore because they're about retarded. I think when you make a review, it's your opinion. You have a right to have your own opinion, and if you don't like it, too bad. You like your game, play it. Don't mouth off because you put a negative review and they don't sell the game. Because see, most of these negative opinions are people that say, "Oh, we will get nobody to play online to join us because you did this." Well, it's too effing bad because if you had enough buddies in your system, you could just play with them. If you don't, too bad. I got friends I can play with. We just don't play these games. We hardly play any online games. Most of my friends because they're mostly corrupt or stupid or don't work. But anyways, this one here, I don't. It's really not an online game anyways. But the fact is that it's just really poorly done when it comes to the mechanical side of it, and you have to have a book to play it. And I just told these guys, who in the hell? That was a rate review. Who gets a car and decides you're going to rebuild their whole car? Don't know how to do the valve settings and compression and all these other adjustments and torque size, all that without a book. You have to have a book. Oh, you can look it up and you can get it all from all these paid off YouTubers that get whatever they want. It just boggles the mind how these companies even exist anymore and how people even give them good reviews. I don't understand that. That's the reason why we have these games because these people won't say anything. They're all fear mongers. They're all afraid to get yelled at. I'm gonna get yelled at because nobody likes me and they'll think I'm a hater of games and destroy the gaming world. You're destroyed. The gaming world is destroyed. You don't even get it already because when in the day when they had rules and regulations, they sold games completed. They didn't sell half-baked games that you pay for and then you find out later they're never going to fix them and you don't even really have a game anymore. So makes no sense. Okay, that's enough of that one. Poorly designed bug issues. Let's do a different game. Okay. Now this game to me is one of these games that I don't have a problem with games that are designed like this. Matter of fact, I like games that are designed like this. I like them more basic and more kiddish and more fun to where anybody can play them. This is where I'm more in my type of area where I don't like games that have too much detail, too much graphics, and nudity at all. It's just anybody's doing that, there's something wrong. I'm sorry that you just shouldn't have that in a game. But to each his own. If you're going to do it in your own room, but don't show it to anybody, and don't put it in the games from the companies. Just do it from some corruptive download into your own system. But this here, what I have to say about around. almost sit around a ground. I enjoyed it. It had a lot of good interaction and it played real well. And the collecting was a little bit crazy. What really destroyed this game to me, and I could not play it. I If you don't value the player's time when you collect stuff and get it, and it takes more time to get it than you're actually playing the game, it's just dumb. When you, I mean, I it's kind of like when I played. I just was talking infected. You did a lot of collecting and stuff, and you saw the value of it, and it wasn't hard to get. This game is just retarded. I mean, I don't even understand how it's got any positive reviews. It's poorly designed. Some of the stuff is just, I mean, you have to go across a map to super far places just to get the stuff. You don't have a big inventory, so you're dragging shit back and forth. Most of the time it's just going back and forth. You don't really play much of a game, but I don't know. To each his own if they like it, but I could not give it a good review. I just hated the game because of that. If they could have figured out a way to make the stuff closer, but there was no reason to have you got to go to another whole world to get this item, or you got to go. You only do that in games that are like a discover game, and you go on the map and you go to that world and you stay there and you set up base there. You don't have a base in another world. You can use teleports, I guess. Now they say I just didn't like the game. Sorry, it's just not a good game to me. But to understand bad reviews, you have to understand why we give bad reviews. So I say what I say. Hopefully, somebody will point that out. Oh, here we go. Here's a game, and I'm gonna have a real big deal about this. Is why I mainly have this review. I ain't got much more time. Hopefully, people who see the very end, I'll tell them that you must see the end game review. This is one of them. It's called Flat Out. My son had bought me both these games because I bugged him about them because all the reviews said good and I love old car derby crash of things. So excited about playing it. So we get the game. They're $1.90 something. They're superly cheap, each one. And he bought both of them. He bought his both. He returned his, but they never. But what I'm finding is I'm blacklisted because I did all the steps to return this game. And what they did is they're running the 2 weeks out, so he can't get his money back. They're trying to keep people from buying me games because I won't buy any more of their games because they're junk. But I get what Steam is doing there, and I think Steam's involved in this one because it's through them. The game has to go to be returned, and I'm trying to report this as a warning. So if anybody really gets bad reviews, you're going to be attacked. Just remember that because the company doesn't like you to speak up about their corruption. But I got the game, I played it, and it was my son too. We both had the same opinion. The game was nothing like the Crash. Okay, we started out with a good map, but as you went along, every race you won, they added more stuff on the track and made it even more harder to drive. You did nothing but go off the road and run into stuff. You didn't get to even crash with the cars. I was thinking it was going to be more like a cool old dirt track race thing with maybe some blacktop, mostly dirt tracks, and like I did up north when I was a kid. I wish they made games like that, but I have never found them. But um, I probably did Nintendo and the Sega games made them good. They weren't good, just detailed, but they probably did. They were probably fun. But this one showed damage and stuff, but you couldn't even hit the cars. And when you did hit the cars, you're lucky if you got any damage because you couldn't reach them because the tracks were too clustered effed up with items that they put along things. There were some spots they put objects right on the road, so you had to drive on both sides of the curve, so you slide into them where the AI drivers could get right around it most of the time, and you had to try to drive around it. Even if you got good at it and was able to do that, you still never caught up to all the cars to start smashing because it slowed you down so much just to get around them. And then they had like gates that shut. They all jumped it. You couldn't jump it. It was just, oh my God. It was really poorly done. All I wanted was a car crashing game, drive down the road like I did when I was a kid growing up. We used to go to the 4th of July, and I had a few friends do the derby stuff, but and watch them smash and crash, and I wanted to do the same thing. It just looked fun, but no. So we tried to return it. I gave it a bad review, said it wasn't what I expected, and I only have like I can't even 80 minutes, not even that. not even an hour. It's really low. Maybe it's 80 minutes, but I don't think it was even that. But they won't take it back. I mean, it don't make any sense. Yeah, I did everything he said. I went and checked the thing for my friend to return to my son. I told him, he tried, and he said they won't take it. He said they just don't even act like it's not there. So I'm stuck with the games that I don't even play in my library now. This is to me is why we had rules and regulations, and I think someday somebody's going to wake up and go collect all these gamers that are disappointed, some lawyer, and he's going to make a lot of bucks suing these people. And these rules and regulations are going to change in 2024. I can see it happening. I just can't understand how these people are this stupid. Even Steam, they're going to get their ass reamed. Not just the games that develop the game, excuse my language, but they're going to get it too. I don't know. But I'm gonna leave it here. I may do a second video. Okay, just I'd like to say some other, but this will be for later. I have some points about this one. Points about a lot of them yet. I could tell you that I've given bad reviews, but it's mainly poor guides, no guidance, making you go online and everything. That's destroying the gaming world today. I mean, when you make games that have nothing you can do with them, when you make them so you there's a there's no guide or nothing, and you have to look up everything. You have to look for the oligarchs that are all corrupted and connected to you YouTubers that are connected to the gaming world, get softballing them out all the good information, helping them sell their games and telling false information. You get this kind of corruption. I don't know, but anyways, this is Game and Rage. I'm going to do a part two later, see how this one goes, and maybe if it goes good, I'll do another one. But most likely it won't go anywhere because I'm not a heavy gamer, and the people that look at it don't say much on my site because I'm pretty poor at doing this. But I wish they would at least post this around everywhere and give it thumbs up and let people see that somebody's trying to fight back for our gaming world and get something worthwhile playing. Thank you for watching my video. This is Game Rage, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and give me thumbs up at least and post it. Thumbs up will may give me some recognition that it is actually being viewed. That's the only reason why I want it. I don't care about money. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for truth. Thank you. You have a good day. Bye bye.